Hello there guys, welcome back to Younes Talks Football. Welcome back to a brand new video. I hope all of you are doing well today. This is, for the first time in a couple of weeks, a match preview. Leicester versus Chelsea takes place tomorrow, early kickoff on a Saturday lunchtime. It's the cursed slot, which I think we managed to overcome the last time we played at that slot. However, you never know what happens on a Saturday lunchtime, so hopefully we don't go to the King Power and, you know, get splattered all over the place. Fingers crossed. Hopefully tomorrow is a straightforward fixture. We're going to preview it very, very shortly. Before I get into it, though, I've just come across, because I'm not on Twitter now, I've deactivated, as I told you guys yesterday, for good reason. Nothing bad happened, just for good reason. I just didn't want to be on it anymore. But I came across what went down last night. With the whole scandal of Romain Molina, the journalist who has pretty much exposed the world of football. And the allegations that I've read up on, I could not believe what I was reading. The space that he was on last night was being listened to by tens of thousands of people, including mainstream figures. We're talking footballers, football clubs. There was Dimitri Payet in the Twitter space. Olympique Marseille, the football club Twitter account, were in the space listening. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, The Rock, was in the space. I mean, what was going on? The allegations that's come from that space to do with the journalist Romain Molina and what he's exposed about federations, some football players, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. I'm not going to get into too much detail now because it's a different video, but I'm going to look into this. And if it warrants a video in the next couple of days, I will address exactly, because it's too important to ignore. The allegations that were coming out, including some players that have now come to the forefront, like Ferland Mendy. Not Benjamin Mendy. We already know what's going on with Benjamin. I'm talking Ferland Mendy, Real Madrid. Yeah, his name got brought up. The French football scene right now is wrecked to do with this. And not just that, but the rest of the world is now involved. It's crazy. So I'm going to look into it and see if it warrants a video. But if you know what I'm talking about, let me know in the comments of what you think. Let's get into this preview. Leicester versus Chelsea. This is going to get tasty. Chelsea currently sitting top of the league. Yes, we are. We're top of the league, and we've got to keep it that way. So it means going to the King Power tomorrow and winning. The international break is now over. The fixtures that Chelsea have are not going to be easy. Let's just put it out there. They're not going to be easy. We've got Leicester, we've got Juventus, we've got Man United. Now, some would look at Man United and go, yeah, it's an easy game. You just never know what Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is going to do when his back's against the wall. As I told you guys, this guy works in 4D. You know, so we'll see what happens. But it's gonna get crazy now for Chelsea. We need to be full focus. We're back. Forget the Burnley game. What Burnley game? Don't know what you're talking about, Younes. We got to focus. We got to look forward and hopefully pick up some results. And fingers crossed, we see Man City and Liverpool drop off a little bit. We'll see. In regards to team news for tomorrow, Leicester versus Chelsea, Lukaku is back in full training. Timo Werner is back in full training. Mason Mount is back in full training. Everyone looking like they're back in full training. However, Lukaku will not be able to play tomorrow. And Thomas Tuchel established this earlier on in the press conference. Same goes for Mateo Kovacic. He is still injured, out with a hamstring injury. However, Timo Werner is a possibility. Although, I do think it might be a bit too soon because tomorrow is an important game. So, I just don't think he's going to be rushed when we have the options. So, yeah, apart from that, everyone's looking like they are fit and ready to go. In regards to Leicester, they are currently, surprisingly, sitting 12th in the Premier League table. How? I don't know. And what's crazy enough is Jamie Vardy has actually been banging in the goals for Leicester recently, but somehow Leicester still find themselves 12th. It just goes to show you that I just think it's Jamie Vardy that's scoring and no one else. So, look, Leicester, on paper, you'd think, they might be a little easy. They're not going to be easy. Despite them being 12th, you go to the King Power, sometimes they can cause a bit of a surprise. Now, to take it into our benefit, when you look at when Arsenal went up to Leicester not too long ago, they ended up winning 2-0 over there. We really should go to the King Power tomorrow and pick up 3 points. We really should. There shouldn't be an excuse. And hopefully the team have bounced back from that Burnley, I was going to call it a defeat. It felt like one. That draw. So we pick up 3 points tomorrow. Let's get into the starting 11. Who I think Thomas Tuchel needs to go with, or who I think he's going to go with. And then we'll analyse it from there. Let's get into it. Now, let's start off with the goalkeeping department. Obviously, it's going to have to be done. Mr. Edouard Mendy. Edouard Mendy, bang between the sticks, for sure. In terms of the back three, I've thought about this long and hard. And I think with Jamie Vardy up front for Leicester, it would only be wise that we actually have a lot of pace in that back line, a lot of young lads, in order to keep up. That way, we don't catch ourselves out. And I think it's warranted. So the back three that I would go with would be Trevor Chalobah at right centre-back. I would go Christensen in the middle, and I would go Rudiger at left centre-back. Now, talking about Rudiger and Christensen, Thomas Tuchel did mention in the press conference earlier on in regards to their contracts. And he did clarify that right now, everything's looking good. What does that mean? He's saying that he's happy with the way things are going, the club are happy, the players are happy, everyone's looking like they're happy, and sometimes things can just take a little longer than you'd like it to. But Thomas Tuchel said that he has a good feeling. I hope so, Audi TT. I really, really hope so, Mr. Audi TT. Fingers crossed that they both sign a new deal. It's looking increasingly likely that Rudiger is actually going to be leaving the club. Hopefully he doesn't. Let's get to the wing backs, but yeah, just to clarify, that would be my back three. I think there's enough pace and enough quality there to keep Jamie Vardy at bay and any threat that Leicester might have in attack. At left wing back, Ben Chilwell. Absolutely. And you know what? Right wing back as well. We've got to stick Reece James there because both of them are on form. Let's have it right. If we're struggling to get goals up front, those are the two lads that step in. They are the ones that we can count on in terms of scoring goals right now. So, look, if we want to win, they both got to play. It's as simple as that. In midfield, Kovacic, as I've said, is already out. It's only wise that I think we go with Mr. Jorginho and we go with N'Golo Kante. Now, there's a case for Loftus-Cheek. Absolutely. Jorginho hasn't had a great international break, missed the penalty, Italy going to the playoffs, it's not looking good, but this is Chelsea. We do things different, yeah? We don't lose. There's a good feeling at Chelsea, so hopefully Jorginho can pick himself up. As Thomas Tuchel said in the press conference, Jorginho's a character, and he's someone that will pick himself up easily, so you don't have to worry about that. In terms of just cohesion, stability, it would be wise to go with these two. And then we can see if we're struggling for a bit of directness, we can bring on Loftus-Cheek later. But if we can cope with those two, that would be wise. Then we've got Juventus and Man United to think about. So for now, Jorginho and N'Golo Kante, although I wouldn't be against Loftus-Cheek starting, I'm just going to point that out there. The front three, this is where it gets interesting. It gets interesting. And I've only gone with this because I think it's what's best in terms of consistency. And I think it's best in terms of what I think's going to happen because of our striker situation. So, the front three, personally, I would, lo and behold, the return of Mr. Christian Pulisic. For me, now he has to play. He's had a couple of cameos. He's gone off to international duty. He's played for the United States briefly. He's come back. I think he's fully fit, ready to go, so he should be playing 90 minutes. Pulisic is our most creative player. I smell a goal from Pulisic if he starts tomorrow. Fingers crossed, but for me, he starts. On the left wing, Mr. Hudson-Odoi, because he's on form. He's on form. And right now, it's looking like he's deserving of playing. So for me, he needs to play. Now, I've only gone with that because I believe Werner will not start tomorrow. And I know some people are going to make a case maybe for Mason Mount. And fair enough. If Mason does play, I'm all for it. Up front, though, I don't think we're going to be seeing Timo Werner. And that's why I've gone with the guy who's actually scored an international duty whilst away against Armenia, Kai Havertz. Is it what I want to do? No. I feel like it's just still right now our only option. And then for the Juventus game, Timo Werner will be available fully. I even think Timo will be on the bench tomorrow, for sure. I just don't think he'll start. I've just got a feeling he won't start. And if he does, then cool, I'm all for it. But we don't have anyone else that we can play up front except Kai Havertz. So this is why I'm going with this. It's the only reason. And hopefully Havertz actually brings the form that he had for Germany. If he brings that over, then he scores. Simple as that. So this is the front three that I think we're going to go with. How would you fit Mason Mount in there is a question, because then it means having to drop either Pulisic or Hudson-Odoi. And right now, I feel like Pulisic needs to be given the opportunity to prove himself. Hudson-Odoi has been doing well. I don't want that to stop. It's difficult. But let me know in the comments. How would you incorporate Mason if you do want him to play? And if you don't, do you agree with this lineup? Do you disagree? Let me know. I'd love to hear it. But that, I think, should be the starting 11. And in regards to a score prediction, let's do this correctly. So I'm going to be logical. Arsenal went to the King Power and won 2-0. Leicester right now in a little bit of turmoil. Brendan Rodgers is a little bit unstable. Not in a bad way, I'm just saying, in terms of his position. Because he's linked with the Man United job. And yes, he had to address those rumours in the press conference, making it clear that he's not really going to talk about it because it's not real and there's no substance to it. We've heard that being said in the past. For many other examples, Brendan Rodgers is linked with the Man United job. Will he get it? I don't think so. But it's a possibility. And, you know, when those rumours start floating about, instability does creep in. Whether it's minuscule, but it does creep in. So look, Leicester right now, not at their best. Chelsea should be going there with the fact that we've managed to get a couple of players back. Hopefully we go there and we win comfortably. Although I don't think it's going to be too comfortable, I am going with Leicester 0, Chelsea 2. 2-0 win, I think, will be justified. I think it will be enough. And right now, all I'm bothered about is the 3 points. And hopefully, Liverpool can drop some points. Arsenal, do us a favour. Don't put your life savings on it, though, people. I'm just saying that now. Do not put your house or your money or whatever on Arsenal getting a result at Anfield. You'd be stupid. But if they pull it off and you do, then, you know, congrats. Congrats. I'm not expecting it, but you never know. We'll wait and see. And that's for Manchester City. Hopefully they can drop points too. And, yeah, hopefully the gap can start increasing and increasing. Fingers crossed. But there we are. That's your preview for Leicester versus Chelsea taking place tomorrow. As I've made it clear already, there will not be a watch-along for this one. I apologise. However, going forward, after tomorrow's game, the watch-alongs will be back as normal. So it's just a one-off, but I will be dropping the match review after it's said and done. So keep your eyes peeled for that one, and I'll see all of you then. Enjoy the game. I'll see you tomorrow. Hit the subscribe button if you are new. Hit that notification bell to be notified once I've uploaded. Smash like button if you've enjoyed this, and I will see all of you tomorrow after, hopefully, we've got 3 points and we extend our lead at the top of the table. I'll see you tomorrow. Have a good one. Look after yourselves. See you in a bit. Take care. And peace.